Hey guys, welcome back to the Koundé podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys some more updates in regards to Nico Williams. I'm just going to be giving you guys a summary. I want to be talking about Jules Koundé, and I also want to be talking about a new Barça target, a right winger that I have absolutely no idea about. But Fabrizio Romano, he has reported about a absolutely fantastic youth talent, Swedish as well. So we're going to be talking about him. But before I do, guys, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. And as well, the link to become a member is also posted down below. But guys, as always, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's talk about Jules Koundé, because if you guys don't know, Jules Koundé, he signed in Barcelona in 2022. You know, it's Xavi's first season, his first like full season. You know, the season after Koeman, and his contract expires in June of 2027. And so not this summer, not next summer, but the summer after. So in 2 years, his contract will be expiring. And Barcelona right now, they have reached a verbal agreement with Jules Koundé. Both parties want to continue the relationship. Hansi Flick absolutely, very satisfied with Jules Koundé's performances. Jules Koundé wants to stay. An agreement has been reached in Barcelona right now. They're going to be, going to start the discussions for that, contract renewal. Obviously, with Barcelona prioritizing Nico Williams, prioritizing, some departures, prioritize potentially another signing in the attack. This is not on, I would say that the highest, priority in that list. Completely understandable, but it's very good that Barcelona, as we've talked about before on the channel, they are prioritizing keeping that core and keeping the key players in our squad happy and making sure their contracts are not getting run down. We are also going to be having to talk about Frenkie de Jong later in the summer, but it's very, very good that Barcelona, they are on the same page and the renewal is on track. However, that is something that's going to be, finalized, I would say, in the next couple of weeks / months when the transfer window has closed and Barcelona, they have necessarily sorted out their transfers for this summer. And when we talk about potential transfer, guys, I'm going to be talking about this Swedish talent that has emerged that Fabrizio Romano, he has reported on. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I have absolutely no idea who this is. Fabrizio Romano is reporting that Barcelona, they have made contact to be informed on Roony Bardghji. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. If I do, apologies for that. But direct talks, they are starting. And Barcelona, they're monitoring the Swedish talent. He plays for Copenhagen. And, this is not going to be dependent on the whole Nico Williams deal. We know that Barcelona, they are prioritizing Nico Williams. They want to make that signing happen. But this would be another attacking option in the front line. Just like how Barcelona, they were exploring Marcus Rashford. Just like how they were exploring Ivan Perisic. Roony, he would be coming in to be, sort of that backup to the starters, backup to Rafinha, backup to Nico Williams if he does come, backup to Lamine Yamal, because something that we do lack at Barcelona is options out on the wing. That's something that we are, I would say, a little bit weak on. If Lamine goes down, then you'd have to play Rafinha out on the right, but then who plays on the left necessarily? And so this is something that Barcelona do have to address, and I like that they're identifying that. I like that they're identifying that their weaknesses is on the flanks. We're gonna have to see how Barcelona, come up with the FFP space to make these signings possible, because that is the biggest dilemma. And just to give my quick thoughts on Roony, because I did see some highlights necessarily just to say, hey, who is he? He's a right winger. He likes to cut inside, and I was looking at some comments and people were saying he plays, sort of reminiscent to that of Robin. I think, I sort of see the comparison, but, you're comparing apples to oranges. Robin is just a completely different player, absolute legend. But he is a player that Barcelona, they are keeping an eye on. They are keeping, him on the radar and monitoring his performances. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I think Barcelona, they should be going out into the market and identifying young players, he's 19 years of age, who can be bought on the cheap and give massive impact to the club. club. I like that Barcelona, they are doing this. Let's see if he is the real deal. And Barcelona, let's see if they're going to be able to cook with Rooney. But guys, moving on, I now want to be talking about Nico Williams. I want to be giving you guys a brief summary in regards to Nico, because a lot of reports are coming out, and I was going through it, and it was a lot. You know, as we were talking about in yesterday's video and in these past couple of days, Nico Williams, he has reached an agreement with Barcelona. We know this. It has been reported by multiple medias. Fabrizio Romano, he has reported it on his social media platform, and that gives a lot more credibility. But the summary of the whole Nico Williams transfer situation is as follows. So Barcelona, they have set their sights on Nico Williams. Nico Williams, he is raring to go. He is prioritizing Barcelona. He has offers from Arsenal and from Bayern Munich, and he has dismissed those offers as he only wants Barcelona. This is absolutely fantastic, as he is showing that willingness to come to Barcelona. Barcelona, they want to wrap up the deal quickly. They don't want Nico Williams to go back to 𝐉𝐔𝐒𝐓 𝐈𝐍, as that can cause tension, be a little bit awkward, especially looking, at basically how, I would say, willingly or how blatant he is showing his desire to join Barcelona. It was something sort of similar to that of last season, in the summer, where he went on holidays after the Euros. Barcelona, they were trying to finalize that, and when he did go to 𝐉𝐶𝐒𝐓, the deal just fell through, and we weren't able to advance, and at the end of the day, he just stayed at 𝐉𝐶𝐒𝐓, and we weren't able to sign it. And so, as I said, the agreement in place for the deal to happen. Barcelona right now, they're going to be identifying their financial strength. The reports are saying that Barcelona, they actually have the money for the deal, which is very good. As a Barcelona fan, it's fantastic that Barcelona, they actually have the money to make this deal happen. But the question is FFP space. And we know how Barcelona, they were trying to offload Ter Stegen, Ansu Fati, Paulo Torre, and potentially one of Christensen or Roony Bardghji. I'm not liking that they're looking at that center back department, because I think if one of them leave, we could be a little bit light in that area, unless we receive a big offer for, let's say, Roony Bardghji. I wouldn't be okay with selling necessarily, just because, who would we be bringing in? Because the season is going to be long, guys. There are going to be multiple injuries. There are going to be multiple suspensions. And if Barcelona, they are going to be competing in every single competition and going far, we need to have quality players necessarily. And I'm not saying, Roony Bardghji is going to be playing in those big Champions League matches, because we know at the level that he's at. But in those small, I would say, lower tier teams in La Liga, he could be very beneficial necessarily. And so, right now, 𝐉𝐶𝐒𝐓 𝐈𝐍, they sort of understand that Nico Williams, he is not looking to renew with 𝐉𝐶𝐒𝐓, and they are worried that he will not be staying, and he will be leaving to join Barcelona. And so that is, sort of the situation in regards to Nico Williams. Absolutely fantastic that a deal has been agreed, but the last thing that is remaining is for Barcelona to go, see if they have the FFP space, activate the release clause, and then Nico Williams, he becomes a Barcelona player. And watch out, Europe. It's going to be absolutely terrible for you, as Barcelona, they will be having one of the strongest attacks in the world. Nico Williams on one flank, Rafinha in the middle, and Lamine Yamal out on the right. That would be something crazy and something that I'm super, super ecstatic about. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Jules Koundé talking with Barcelona. A renewal is on the horizon. Barcelona identifying a young, talented Swedish winger. Let me know your guys' thoughts about him. I have never seen him. I can't attest to his quality. I want to hear your guys' opinions down below. That is just someone that Barcelona, they are monitoring and keeping an eye on. And lastly, I just gave you a summary in regards to Nico Williams. Absolutely fantastic that Barcelona, they are making progress on that front. And let's see how the whole situation develops. And will be Barcelona activating that release clause in the final couple of days. But guys, as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.